What's going on, everyone? Steve from Burke Family 54 Comics here. We're going to be talking about comic book prices going up possibly over the next month or so. I was alerted to an article. Before I do that, though, make sure you guys like, subscribe, tell your friends, consider joining the channel, as well as we're doing a giveaway for the month of February. If you become a channel member, you can be entered to win all of these amazing comic books from the 616comics.com. Click the join button below. Be a channel member for just $1.99 a month. You'll be entered to win all of these amazing books. Speaking of the 616comics.com, check them out on their website, the616comics.com. Check them out on Patreon as well and on Whatnot too. They do a couple live shows a week and get some great deals on there. Alrighty, so I was alerted to an article by Bleeding Cool. I'm actually going to pull it up right now. We're going to go over it together. Talking about comic book prices going up. So, if you don't know, President Trump has been in office for almost 2 weeks. I think it's 2 weeks today. Actually, it's 2 weeks today. And he's proposing implementing some new tariffs on imported goods. And if you did not know it, comic books, all of the comic book dealers have their books printed in Canada to save cost. Now, with the new proposed tariffs, there would be a 25% tariff on all imported goods. So that includes, Marvel, DC, Dark Horse, IDW, Image, Boom, Dynamite, all of them. So here's the article. I'm going to try to leave a link into the description of the video. After comic books set to rocket in price next week over tariffs. Now, this was put out this morning, or actually later. I think it was almost 3 o'clock today. Well, it says 6 o'clock. It was put out today, Monday, February 3rd. And this is before there was some other news regarding it, and we'll talk about that at the end. So, comic book prices may rise due to new U.S. tariffs on Canadian printed comics starting next week. 25% tariffs could change a $4 comic book to $5, affecting major publishers like Marvel and DC. Tariffs may lead to delays and impact free comic book day as supply chains disrupted. Tariffs on China may worsen, threatening the viability of the U.S. comic book retailers. So I'm not going to go through all of this, but essentially they're talking about, like I said, Marvel, DC, Image, Dark Horse, IDW, Dynamite, Boom. They're all going to be affected with this new proposed tariff by President Trump. And you'll end up paying 25% more if a deal is not done. And there are some news on that front. In the article here, it talks about all those, like I said, all those dealers being affected. And then they also say we can say goodbye to Todd McFarlane's $2.99 Spawn line. So if you guys don't know, there's been a $2.99 Spawn comic book that's been coming out from Todd McFarlane for a while now. I definitely expect that to change probably to $3.99 if those tariffs go into place. Let's see, what else is there? Most American comic books are printed in Canada and are driven across the border, with a significant amount of graphic novels published in East Asia and shipped in on the boat. So this doesn't just affect Canada, it affects other places as well. So we'll still see the current prices on the books printed on there. So if it's a $3.99 comic book, you will end up paying probably $4.99 if these tariffs do go into place over the next month or so. Now, there's been a lot of people talking about this on Twitter and on social medias and all of that. A lot of people are saying that, DC and Marvel, being a U.S.-based company, they need to be printing in the U.S. They need to be supporting other U.S. workers and print their comic books here. We'll see if that happens. Hopefully it does happen, especially if these tariffs go into place, because I know right now a lot of Canadian comic book people are actually paying more for comics because of the difference between the Canadian dollar and the U.S. dollar. So I think like every dollar, I'd have to look it up here. Actually, I can do it right now. Canadian to USD. Let's see the difference. So if you're buying a $3.99 or let's do a $4.99. Let's just do oh, sorry, wrong spot. Okay, you're buying a $4.99 comic book. You're paying over $7, so $2 more if you live in Canada. So if you are the comic vet, if you are Newbie Comics, if you are any of those other Canadian comic book guys, you are actually paying more for your comic books because of the way the US dollar equates to the Canadian dollar. So if you actually go to Canada with a bunch of US money, you're actually going to make more. But if you live there, actually it costs more to buy the comic books, even though they are currently being printed in Canada. Sorry about the pop-ups here from bleedingcool.com. I don't even know what the heck is going on here. See if I can fix that. Actually, let's stop sharing screen. I'll talk about it more here in a second. So on that front, there was also something else that came out today regarding all of that. Let's see here. And I'll go back to the article here in just a second. So this was put out sometime today. I want to say it was like 5 o'clock. That Justin Trudeau, which is the Prime Minister for Canada, had been speaking with the U.S. President Donald Trump regarding the tariffs. Just in time, this is according to Fox News, Trudeau announces President Trump's proposed 25% tariff on Canadian goods will be paused for at least 30 days as Canada promises to secure the northern border and stop the flow of fentanyl into the U.S. So President Trump is trying to get rid of fentanyl coming into the U.S. from the north. He's trying to get rid of cartels and illegal immigrants coming in from the south, and he's trying to do that with these new tariffs that are going into place. And this is a quote from Justin Trudeau. Again, this is Canadian's Prime Minister. Canada is implementing our $1.3 billion border plan, reinforcing the border with new choppers, technology, and personnel, enhanced coordination with our American partners, and increased resources to stop the flow of fentanyl. Nearly 10,000 frontline personnel are and will be working on protecting the border. So there is going to be at least a 30-day pause because according to this article by Bleeding Cool I talked about here earlier, it was talking about how the new proposed tariffs, the price increase on these comic books would go into effect next week, which would be Wednesday, February 12th. So according to Fox News and other sources as well that I saw on the social medias, that is actually not going to happen. It will be at least another 30 days before any prices increase. So let's talk about a few other places as well. China. Then what about the 10% tariffs on China? During the first administration, Trump instituted 15% tariffs on books coming from China, though exempting Bibles and other religious books, then reducing the tariffs on books from 15% to 7.5% and suspended for children's books. So there is definitely going to be some more tariffs on books from China as well. This is going to affect the whole country. Everything is probably going to go up unless other places like Mexico, China, Canada can come to an agreement with President Trump in the United States. But according to Bleeding Cool, and I don't know why you wouldn't listen to them, it's a great place for all sorts of comic book news. There is going to be a rocket in price over comic books, not in the next week because of the new news that just came out, but very, very soon because all the U.S. retailers, Marvel, DC, I'll read the whole list here. Marvel, DC, Image, Dark Horse, IDW, Dynamite, and Boom all have their comic books printed in Canada. So you can say goodbye to the $4 comic book. It will now become a $5 comic book overnight if these proposed tariffs go into effect, and it could impact Free Comic Book Day as well. I'm going to leave a link to this article below. Again, I'm Steve from Burke Family 54 Comics. Thanks everyone for watching. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about today's video. What do you guys think about these new proposed tariffs? All of that and more. All right, guys, thanks for watching. And as always, go Cats!
Cowabunga! It's morphin' time!